Kasey read the note repeatedly. What he saw shocked him. He kept thinking about the day before, trying to figure it out. He hadn't done anything unusual or deserving of this. Why was he wrong for helping the old lady? Why were they so serious? He felt unjustified. According to Kasey Simmons' mom, Texans took hospitality seriously. As a young man, Kasey respected others, but his caring extended beyond family. A typical day began. Kasey had no idea what would happen when he helped a stranger on this warm Texas morning. It began at Kroger. Kasey saw a bloodshot elderly woman. He wanted to help without upsetting her. He casually discussed the weather behind her. He said she was a beautiful lady and not to look so down. He noticed she was angrier now. She grimaced more, but Kasey was unfazed. She reminded him of his grandmother, and his nature prevented him from seeing her upset. He joked and tried to make her laugh. This surprised him. She cried more, not smiling as he hoped. Kasey was committed. Seeing the old woman in distress saddened him and made him more determined to help her. Kasey couldn't abandon her in tears like others did. Kasey tried his best to cheer her up by acting foolish. Finally, something happened. Her gray hair was matted and her wrinkled, pink face was streaked with tears. Kasey was heartbroken. Despite this, the woman smiled. If you like my videos, don't forget to like or subscribe. Thanks in advance. Kasey felt like a sunbeam seeing it on her face. After the smile, he wanted to help her more. Kasey offered to buy her groceries after she smiled. She blushed, but Kasey persisted, and she gave in. Kasey was determined to change her day. Kasey offered one last favor, believing kindness could solve her problems. Kasey helped the woman carry her bags and gave her his Applebee's business card for future assistance. After loading, she was happier. She wrote a note and thrust it into Kasey's hand before driving off. Kasey cried as she drove off and read the note. The note read, "Today is the anniversary of my husband's passing. I struggle to get through the day. Thanks." Tears stained the note. Kasey was sad but happy to help. Hopeful, he left. He didn't know where the old lady's encounter would lead. Kasey was over the old lady by afternoon. As an Applebee's server, he worked late. Kasey cleared the table for a small family while rushing. Something was wrong. Before asking for the bill, the family ordered a 37-cent flavored water. The family may have annoyed other servers during dinner rush. They requested splitting the small bill between 2 credit cards. Kasey was different. He politely complied without judgment. When he got the receipt after the family left, he was shocked to find another note. Mom's note. The heart-decorated note said Kasey had helped her mom the day before. The family thanked him for his kindness the day before and asked him to accept their gift. The receipt made Kasey cry again. Kasey was in awe. Ordering flavored water was a ruse. Kasey needed confirmation from his manager. Felt unworthy. Manager verified. The family tipped Kasey $500 for a 37-cent bill. Kasey shared his astonishment on social media. The story spread quickly. The story soon reached national news outlets. Kasey's story has been overwhelmingly positive. Kasey, known for his kindness, seeks ways to help. Kasey lives by kindness. He's hard to emulate. Most people today prefer self-preservation to helping others. Kasey's story shows that kindness often pays off. Kindness can get us into trouble, as another story shows. Kindness is free. Kayla only made money working in a convenience store. Kayla, a hardworking girl, won a scholarship to college. Life treated her well, but not always. Kayla's mother struggled with addiction. The 4 siblings moved across the country to Colorado. Before Kayla started high school, her mom became clean, and their tiny family finally had a chance. They had no idea everything would collapse. Kayla's mom complained of tired joints and stomach aches in her senior year. Kayla skipped school to drive her mother to the hospital, as any loving daughter would. Their discovery would break them. Kayla's mom never liked hospitals. Her family relied on dispensary medicine. Her pain drove her to the hospital. She was unstoppable with her daughter. She was unaware of her past's return. Kayla's mother said, "Everything has a consequence. Every action has a consequence." Kayla saw her mother's distress while waiting for the doctor. She knew the lady was hiding something much worse. Kayla's darkest months followed the doctor's arrival with the results. Her mother had stage 3 liver cancer due to alcoholism. Her cancer progressed to stage 4 despite her family's efforts. Kayla's mother died 2 years after her cancer diagnosis. She battled while raising Kayla to be her best. She begged her daughter to be kind on her deathbed. "Being good costs nothing," she said. She reminded Kayla that everything has repercussions. Kayla was studying law at one of Colorado's top universities while caring for her younger siblings. She needed a job to pay for housing and transportation since her scholarship only covered tuition. Convenience store. Kayla had a simple store shift. She reported at 3 p.m. after classes and left at 10 p.m. It was a normal day. Kayla worked at the register as usual. An elderly woman approached her within 15 minutes. The elderly woman carried a small grocery basket. While telling Kayla about her day, she smiled. She reminded Kayla of her mom's last months. Kayla held her gaze and chatted while calling her, trying to match her energy. Kayla watched the woman count her produce and share the price. Kayla scanned the woman's card. The machine refused, setting off a chain of events that got Kayla into trouble. The older woman frowned, worried. She whispered, "Not now," inaudibly. Kayla heard the remark. She helped when she saw the woman's distress over her card not working. Kayla reassured her. She gave her the groceries and took out her own money to pay. The older woman was shocked. Kayla wouldn't listen when she said she'd get her son to pay and pick up. She didn't realize she'd kicked the honest's nest. She left with groceries. Kayla's manager summoned her before she left the parking lot. He asked what was going on, having seen her fight the woman. The manager ignored Kayla's explanation. His actions revealed her world. Kayla's manager chastised her for agitating the customer. He warned her that he would fire her if she engaged a customer again. Kayla was confused. She could lose her job for being nice to a customer. The manager called Kayla again in the evening, saying the older woman was back and wanted her. Kayla ran to the office to find a $1,000 tip. The woman confirmed what Kayla told her boss, saying her good heart would help her in life. Goodness has no cost. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.